It was wildly relaxing and kind of trippy, and I want to do it again. Took me a little time to like learn how to do it. I was like floating around in there, like moving. Got salt in my eye at first, but that was awesome. That was that was right, if that makes sense. Felt right. We'll talk more later. I've been wanting to try the isolation tank for what, 6 years now? For those who don't know what an isolation tank is, I made this documentary. I went into it not expecting anything. You know, I've heard the stories of people trip balls, but I really wasn't looking for that. Honestly, what I really wanted to do was just do something that I've always wanted to do. And I fucking did it. You know, back in the day, it wasn't that easy to spend $100 on an hour of floating in a bathtub, but I decided for my birthday, I was going to do it. I looked it up. I just literally Googled isolation tank near me and found a place called Float State in Corona, California. So I woke up early. I drove an hour out to Corona, and it was interesting. It really was like a spa, like how you see in the movies, with really relaxing vibes. And they have all these different rooms, like salt rooms, and they offer different tanks too. So they have like the big open, kind of like a real bathtub looking deal. And then they have the actual isolation tank, original old school chamber looking one. And that's the one I chose. I decided to do 90 minutes because from what I hear, it's like if you do an hour, a lot of the time when you get to that hour, you want to go a little further. For certain reasons, I really didn't have any anxiety going into this. Like I actually felt very confident and excited. But yeah, definitely going into the room and looking around, and it kind of seems pretty intense when you walk into the room. I told myself I didn't want to get too many clips. I just wanted to really experience the float. But I did get a good amount of footage there. One thing I will say is that it was what I expected, and it also was not. There are a lot of aspects of it that I learned. I'm like, oh, you got to kind of learn how to do this. It's not like you just go plop down and then boom, you're off into the universe, you know? When I first got into the tub, there's two things that I noticed right away. First, my butthole felt the salt. Second off, there was so much salt in the water. It felt unusual. Like you're so buoyant that it's hard to kind of control yourself. So for a second, like I was like flopping around, it felt like in there. It seems like you have to kind of learn how to float. You have to teach yourself how to, it's very meditative. You have to learn. If you're good at meditating, you'll probably be good at floating. But once you kind of find yourself and you feel calm and you know like what is what, like the first thing I had to get out because I kept straining my neck. You're not used to like not having to hold your neck up. So they offer these little neck pillows. So yeah, about like 15 minutes into it, I had to get out and get the neck pillow to make sure that I was totally relaxed. And then once I got that, and then I had to open it up and like wipe my face and spray my face with water because I got salt in one of my eyes. And for a second there, I kind of got a little panicky. For a couple minutes, I was like, oh, God damn it. Did I just ruin this whole thing because I have salt in my eye? I just rinsed it off real good and it went away. It took me like maybe like 30 minutes after that to really kind of get into it and understand what it was. I get it now. I get what this is. The best way to describe it is like I was taking a nap, but I was awake. And it was like a extremely deep, relaxing nap. It's hard to explain. I think you get the full experience when you open your eyes, because of how pitch black it is. And having your eyes open and not being able to see your hand in front of you adds to what the experience is. I think I probably had like a good over hour and 10 minutes of just straight floating. And I didn't want to stop. I wanted to keep going. I could tell like, oh, the longer I do this, the better it's going to be for my mind and my body and my spirit. Like I literally could feel it. I could feel the tension being relieved, and I could feel like my mind organizing itself, if that makes sense, like really finding order. It was special in the way that like when I've done things that are good for me, it's very rare that I do things that are good for me where I'm absolutely isolated, for no pun intended. It was like, this is for me and for me only. And it was beautiful, man. It really was fucking awesome. I get it now. I can't wait to do it again. The people at Float State were awesome. So if you guys are in the, Southern California area, I have to absolutely recommend them. And yeah, man, I'm also just really proud and happy that I finally actually did this shit after years of saying that I wanted to. So hell yeah.